the HomeTech Podcast for Friday, maybe, July 25th. From Sarasota, Florida, I'm Seth Johnson.
From Reynoldsburg, Ohio, I'm TJ Huddleston.
And from Pickering, Ontario, I'm Gavin Campbell.
And welcome to the HomeTech Podcast, a podcast all about home technology, home automation, and beta testing. Mm-hmm. Are you guys a master beta tester? Have you mastered the skill of beta testing?
I think you're the master beta tester out of all of us, so
yeah,
you know way more about that than us.
If you like testing other people's flawed product, no, see, that's not me. I like to make the flawed product and make other people test it. So there. Then Aqara, if you're listening to the show, it's probably too late.
Definitely too late, because this show's going to come out in like a week and a half.
So evidently applications close in 48 hours, but Aqara is looking for beta testers for their 2.0 software that's coming out. It's got when, if, then logic, better customization, and a refreshed UI.
Oh.
But bigger news, I guess, if you're a pro and you want to be recruited to be a pro user, a power user, if you get, now that you got to fit all these things here. If you got 10 plus smart home devices, 10 of them or more.
You're a power user.
Right. If you're experienced with Node-RED or Home Assistant skills, you got those skills. And if you know BACnet, OPC UA, KNX, or Modbus, if you got stuff on that, if you're an installer, integrator, smart home service provider, you can go apply for beta testing as well. And maybe they have a hub for you. Maybe they'll send you a M300 hub.
Yeah, I did apply for this. I have to say that Aqara has sent me stuff. I have not paid for it. But I think they have to improve their software a little bit before I would consider putting this into a customer-facing house. Honestly, what I kind of see happening is that they try eventually to integrate with the other professional platforms. I don't know if they're going to try to become the main hub. I guess they would, right? That's the most logical approach to this.
Well, they have a ton of product, right? I mean, I hear decent-ish things about them within like certain circles, and it's just like it all kind of fits together, works together within the same app, and you don't have to worry about it, right?
Yeah, they have a lot of they cover a lot of products, right? And I think they, especially in the last number of years, they've really stepped up their game with their products. I mean, they've priced them well, they perform well. I'm just curious if this hub, with their current hub, I think you can add other devices, other company devices through Matter. Mm-hmm. I think they've opened that up. I wonder if this professional hub, if they're opening it up to other things. Like it looks like they're doing some QNX stuff maybe with it. Would they open it up to Zigbee and Z-Wave, or is it still just Matter and some other protocols? I'd be curious to see where they're going with this.
They've got a booth, a 20 by 20 booth at CEDIA this year, so maybe they are serious about getting some smart home integrators signed up.
We expect you to report back, Seth, live from the booth.
Maybe. Let's see, they're right next to TP-Link USA. There we go. Next to the Vestaboard crew, which is that little flipboard thing. What is this other company here? IMCCA, Non-Profit User Application Industry Focused Association. I don't even know what they do now. I'm so confused. It's an industry partner booth.
They're in the area that nobody knows about. Got it.
Yeah. Non-Profit Industry Association resolves to strengthen and grow the overall unified communications collaboration industry. Okay.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
It's a lot of words. So I'm going to assume they're pretty good at communication, but I'm still...
Are they, though?
I'm not really clear.
If you don't know what they do, doesn't like they're good at all.
Yeah.
I hope they at least have a logo that, gives you a better hint than their name.
No, it's like it's a little red circle, half circle around the IM
middle finger.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
Let's see. Who is Skyworth? They're across the way from them. Oh, manufacturer TV displays. So there we go. Skyworth. I've heard of them, right? Have you?
Nope.
Skyworth. They make TVs, 4K OLEDs, 4K UHD, and FHD HD TVs. How much is a 4K TV from Skyworth, you may ask? They're sold out, so I can't buy them. All right, $1,600 for their flagship 90. Is it 93? How big is this thing? It doesn't have the size of the TV. You would think that would be kind of an important thing.
No, you don't need to know the size.
No measurements at all on this thing.
You can get a 65-inch for $1,600.
Oh, wait. Here.
It's the Canvas Art.
No,
it's like a Samsung frame competitor.
It's for Skyworth?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. On their website, if I go to buy their no size on this XC9300 at 4K OLED, no idea how big this thing is for $1,600. If I go to buy it, then it says it's sold out. So there we go. Oh, yeah. I do remember seeing them having the C1 Canvas Art thing And I guess they got some outdoor displays as well. So might be an interesting show. I think you guys aren't coming this year, right?
No.
No, I am not. When is the show again?
September something. I think it's the second full week of September.
You have to report live.
We'll see. We'll see you if I go. Man. I might be there. I might not. Somebody at work was like, "Hey, you should talk to so and so to get your flight stuff arranged." I'm like, "Okay," and I forgot who to talk to, and I never talked to them. So maybe I'll be there. Maybe I don't. There's some interesting booths in here this year, though. I'm just kind of going through. There's who you expect, and there's some other smaller booths that are popping up here. Aqara being one of them. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what they're doing at the dealer show here.
Trying to get you to go to Hong Kong trade shows.
One of the ones I noticed, Daisy actually has a booth there this year, which they've had a large booth, 40 by 30.
What's Daisy?
So that's that franchise basically company that's come out.
Oh yeah,
they're going around snapping up, or I can't say snapping it up because that was Snap AV. They're going up and buying local integrators up and putting them under one company, which has kind of gone on in other industries. I found out it went on in it's going on in the HVAC industry right now.
Oh yeah, basically everything: HVAC, plumbing, electrical.
Yeah, your cremators, morticians, and that kind of thing. What do they call it?
Funeral services.
Funeral services. Yeah. Thank you.
Cremators. I was like, what is going on?
The people that bury you, those guys. I guess that happened a few years back, and it's all one company now. So yeah, competition in America. Anyway, we got a couple of HomeTech headlines today. So what do you guys say we jump in?
Let's do it.
All right, new product from Ubiquiti, who will also be at CEDIA this year. You guys are going to miss out. It's going to be a great show. There's going to be some drama, though, because Ubiquiti basically came out with a product called the Port. And what is the Port, you might ask? Well, it's exactly what the Port is for Sonos, right? It does pretty much the same thing. It's a digital audio streamer with a small design, supports multiple music services, AirPlay, Spotify, Connect, and soundtrack your brand for commercial applications. Works on Wi-Fi, Ethernet. A smart thing here, though, it's powered by PoE or a 12-volt wall wart thing that you can get. But PoE, that's great. Love PoE. Comes in both black and white colors. It has, HDMI eARC input, optical input, and stereo input. Output is optical and RCA output. So this is like their amp product, but it's designed to hook up to another amplifier that you may have. If you're in a business, maybe you have a 70-volt amp that's already there. You plug this in, it does its thing every day. $199 though. $199 for the PoE audio port.
This thing blows the Sonos port away though. Holy cow! The hardware alone, I like that it has HDMI eARC on it. That's a good addition. And PoE, I mean, I just like that so much stuff is coming out with PoE these days. It simplifies the power supplies on things. It allows you to kind of streamline everything. You can easily reboot stuff without having an expensive PDU. I guess you have to have an expensive PoE switch in this place, but that's fine. But this thing, half the price. The Sonos port is $449, and this thing's only $200. So that is some crazy competition. We'll see if Ubiquiti actually releases any other like wireless speakers. Because whenever something like this comes out, people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's a Sonos killer! It's a Sonos killer!" And it's not. Sonos is the way they are because they have an ecosystem, right? They make an amplifier and a port, but they also make wireless speakers and subwoofers and all kinds of other stuff. So this is a good alternative, and if you're already in the Ubiquiti system, then or in the ecosystem, it makes sense to go with this over Sonos, unless you need literally any other speaker type.
You think they're going to make enough money off this to not be sued by Sonos over it?
Yeah, I think Sonos is a little in over the head with the lawsuits recently. So
yeah,
that's true. They did get slapped down quite a bit.
Yeah,
I heard from a little birdie. I'm just making this up, but you heard it here first. Pretty easy to predict. I think Unifi is going to make more of a play on music. We're going to see more music products come from them. I know they already have the amp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then they're coming with this. I expect to see them kind of inch a little more into the Sonos market, and I can see them doing well with it too.
You think they're going to do a wireless subwoofer and soundbar?
Whether or not they do it or not, or integrate with somebody else's, I think if they did, I think they would do well because then you're dealing with one company as a pro installer, for example. You can go in and deal with one company and handle all the subwoofers and sound bars and everything like that, right? And it'd probably have PoE on some of them, and it would all integrate into one unified experience. Now, if it works well, in the end, if it works well, that's what you want, right? And I'm pretty sure it will work well. They're pretty good at making things work well together. But it's going to take some time.
As long as they don't kill support for it, which they've done for other product lines in the past. Honestly, a PoE speaker would be nice. Sonos has the Era 100 Pro, which is a PoE. I think they're like $850 or $900 MSRP.
It's already here, TJ. It's right here.
No, put that
right
away,
here.
Seth. Put it away. Seth is holding up the AI horn right now, which
it's
still
PoE powered. This is what you asked.
He has still not found a use for this, just so you know.
Well, now I know. Now I know what people want.
It's going to be your speaker in the house.
Order a few more and set up a 5.1 surround sound, which is horrid. I want to see you do that.
That would be the most expensive surround sound. Oh, man. Well, I mean, clearly they can make a PoE powered speaker, right? So maybe there's some fire where that smoke is coming from. Interesting. All right. Well, new product from Unifi. Interesting. Very interesting. You also have a new product from Reolink. They have an elite Wi-Fi floodlight. And this thing has 4K 180 degree view. It's got a 3000K warm light for your general ambience. But if you want to crank it up to an eye-bleeding 6000K cool light for high clarity, you can. It's got AI-powered detection that distinguishes between humans, vehicles, and animals, and it works on Wi-Fi 6. We were looking at this thing before the show. $219. That's going to beat Unifi on their price, and it's got lights.
Yeah, it's like a true floodlight replacement, which I'm a fan of. I think floodlights are such an untapped market. We see a lot of companies with floodlight cameras, but kind of like the video doorbell, this just makes sense for a camera because you already have power there. And it's usually like a good vantage point, right? Like I have a floodlight in my driveway, but it's PoE because Reolink sent me their PoE floodlight camera, which I love. But I didn't have a light before. But if I did, this would be a super easy drop-in because everything is the same. You may have to just keep the interior light switch on or something like that in order to keep constant power. But this is a little bit better than the light bulb camera market.
And I do like this one because their other 180 product, what was it called? It just didn't look nice.
Like what, the Duo 2 or Duo 3?
Those look kind of weird. This one kind of blends in a lot better. It's very bright and it does 180. And you know what? If I wasn't waiting on the Unifi 180 cam to come out, I'd probably jump all over this because
you can buy two of these for one of those, though.
I know, but I can't integrate this into the Unifi easily. I don't think. If you do through the ports, I'll have to throw away quality, right? Like you have to reduce it to the point where you lose quality.
Oh yeah,
and it's not worth it at that point. So I'll just wait on the Unifi one and probably mount that on. I have a couple places. I'll probably get a couple of them and get a nice view of like the side of my house with one camera.
Yeah, I have the Reolink Duo Floodlight PoE. And this is the one that looks like a robot. It is not an attractive light camera, but it works well. But it looks like something that you would see like in some teenager's bedroom, in my opinion.
But that one also has higher specs, I think. I think they market that one at 16K or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that one's much higher specs than this one. But this one's still got good specs on it. But it looks so much better as a floodlight replacement.
We'll have to see. I mean, the price is right on it. I don't know. I'm thinking it's one of those 180 things. Like
panorama.
For the price, I would use it just to motion detect and trigger things and then use Unifi for everything else. I don't know. Or I just live with whatever downgraded video, you get off of it.
Well, the nice thing with Reolink is they are integrated with Home Assistant very well. I think they're a partner. They
works with Home Assistant.
Yeah. So
not all of their products. I don't know specifically which ones, but
I think this one does from what I saw earlier. This one does. And when it's integrated with Home Assistant, all the features are exposed.
Interesting.
So all the detections, you can, they're all triggered. You can use them all for triggers. And then you have like full control over the lights and the camera and everything. So it's pretty nice. My only gripe with my cameras was that because you have to keep power to them, you kind of like needed Home Assistant to be involved in the control of them. So if my Home Assistant was down, to turn on and off the lights,
Oh, yeah.
from like a light switch I had. So that's where, a number of months back, we talked about where I opened up my floodlights and I put the Zeus relay in it, and then I associated it with my light switch. So now even if the hub's down, the lights all still turn on and off perfectly fine. They're not affected by Wi-Fi outages or anything like that. So that's my only gripe with these Wi-Fi lights, but I think Reolink's a good brand.
So Gavin's high availability.
Yeah, when it comes to lights and stuff like that, like the last thing I want is, the light didn't turn on or there a delay or something like that, right? It has to work. I like the switches to work whether or not the hub's working online, is online or not, because when the hub goes offline for whatever reason, I could be rebooting it. I don't want, the light in the backyard's not turning on. I have 4 floodlights outside.
That's a good point.
I wish I had like Z-Wave floodlights, but you can make your own if you wanted to. Like they have the one with the motion sensor, but I want like a Z-Wave cam floodlight.
Does Reolink have a pretty camera like this one without the lights?
Well, so they're using this body in a lot of cameras, so you can probably find it. Like for example, the solar camera, it's the Argus 4 Pro they sent me a while ago. It has the exact same body. I don't think it's using the same image sensors and stuff though.
Oh, yeah, Argus 4 and Argus 4 Pro. Yeah. So that's the same thing it looks like. 180 panorama, 4K USD, color vision day night. Yeah, okay. So this one is the same thing, but you need solar battery with it.
Yeah, and I think, I was going to say that body style specifically, they only have it in Wi-Fi or battery powered at the moment. I don't think they have it in PoE.
Well, yeah.
PoE or AC, I guess.
But the camera piece looks like exactly like the Unifi one.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you added the floodlight.
I don't know about exactly, but
it looks very similar.
Yeah. I think it's just, it's kind of like the doorbell. There's only so many ways you can design it.
If that one had a different powered option, I think I'd go after it. I guess you could hook up whatever thing power to it, right? Like a power interface or whatever the solar plugs into. You could find whatever that was. And
yeah, the solar is actually pretty good. I've had mine out for like a little over a year now, I think, and I've never touched it battery wise. So works great. Use it to watch birds.
It's only $129 too. So like, you're paying a lot for those lights. Oh yeah, I don't know. Gavin may have a point.
Now that I posted picture, I sent you guys pictures of them side by side.
Yeah.
They look very similar.
I mean, the only thing I think Unifi has is a cutout for their little blue LED light when you identify it into the system. Everything else is pretty much in the same spot.
Like, I understand, there's only so many ways you could design a 180 cam, but these look like they almost come from the same people.
I gotta say, they come from the same factory.
Yeah.
There's like one factory in China making panorama cameras, so...
Like even down to the little panel on the bottom. See?
Yeah, and I think that's why I think it's probably the same. Now, with Reolink, you get the option of putting a little SD card in there or something, right?
Well, Unifi does that too. You'll be able to put an SD card in the bottom.
Okay, so this is the same camera. That's what I'm hearing. It's the exact same camera. Oh man, that's funny. Looks like they picked a nice one. I'm trying to pull up a picture of the. Oh yeah, that's the exact same camera. I'm fairly sure of it now. And the Argus 4 without the Pro, I don't know what the difference is. It's $98. Their website's going to answer my question. Oh, the Pro has the true night vision. Yeah, you may as well pay for that. Don't.
Yeah, you need color night vision.
Yeah, color night vision is a game changer.
So I wonder if the Unifi, since it's the same camera, is going to have the same the color night vision on it. Because it'd be really nice if it did. Probably not. Knowing Unifi, they're going to sell us this $98 camera for $500 or $600, and yeah, that's funny. That is the same camera, Gavin. Good eye. He's been staring at that Unifi camera for too long, I think.
Well, when I looked at the Unifi camera, I thought of ET at first, and then looking at the Reolink, it reminded me of ET as well. So then I put two and two together, and they both look like ET.
Here we are. All right. Nothing to do with ET. It has to do with Amazon Ring. Ring is doing a new partnership with Axon, a major supplier of police body cameras and other law enforcement technology. The collaboration enables police officers to request access to footage recorded by Ring cameras directly through Axon's evidence.com, which is what is it? Snitch as a service, I guess. That's what this is. Snitching as a service. Anyway, yeah. So I guess Ring's back at it again, pulling in your data and sharing it with police. I think they've made some check boxes or something in years past that like say, yeah, I want to snitch on people, or no, I don't. So, but it looks like they're back at it. I think I saw another article. Maybe it was this one actually. It's over The Verge that was talking about when it's been a while since they've done stuff like this, but Jamie Siminoff has come back, and it looks like that's back on this one of his like major pushes was basically pushing Ring into like law enforcement hands and that kind of thing. So maybe he's back at it.
Yeah, it looks like it's more like controlled though. Like they can't just go in and grab the footage whenever they want. I think it just makes it sounds like it's making it easier for the customers to share the video with law enforcement. And I'm okay with that because the customers have the option of sharing it with them or not, right? So that's okay. And when things happen in my neighborhood, the police go door to door anyway, right?
Yep.
And they ask you for camera footage, and people are giving them the camera footage. And it's a pain in the ass to do it, right? Because then you got to download the footage, and then how do you get the cops sometimes aren't the most technical people, so they're like, "Oh, email me this video," and you're like, "I can't send files that big," right? So now you, as the user, someone that's not technical, trying to figure out how to share video with the police officer just becomes very difficult sometimes. This could just make it easy for them if you can go in to say the Ring app and you say share with authorities, and it gives you a code and give that to the officer, and they can now look it up. That would make it much easier, right?
Not just footage though, because a source from Business Insider tells Ring that they're exploring a new integration with Axon that would also enable live streaming from Ring devices if a customer gives permission. So
again, if the customer gives permission, everybody's against the cameras until something happens. Then everyone's asking their neighbors if they got it on camera, right? So I mean, the whole argument of like the camera, like you can't do anything in public nowadays. You can't even scratch your butt without somebody, posting it on Twitter or something like that, right? Like people pull out their cameras for everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if something happens, I always like open up the camera and kind of scroll back and see what happened. But I don't know.
Making it easier to share is the key thing, and as long as they have to ask you for permission first, that's important.
Yeah, I guess the problem is Ring wasn't terribly hard to share in the past. Like when I was, you could click on a clip and say, okay, here's the share thing, share it to somebody, send this video somewhere. I've had a few like that, but I don't know. This is different, right? This is just like going straight to law enforcement or whatever. So maybe the police are like, yeah, these Ring cameras are great, but their users don't know how to use their product. It'd be great if we could just say, yeah, I need like midnight to 2 a.m. on Tuesday to see who was driving up and down the road. Maybe I can make something out on this camera, and the person never follows up. Maybe it just makes that step a little bit easier for them, or whatever. All right. Well, if you want easy steps inside your house, Ring has also announced that its indoor flying security camera, the Always Home Cam, is back in development.
This is what I want.
I'm waiting for this.
It was easy in your headphones, right? So yeah, back in 2020, they talked about this drone camera that would fly around your house when you're not there, terrorizing your pets. And the drone camera is gonna fly around. It never came out. I guess it came out for a little bit, right? Did it come out? I don't even remember if it came out.
I don't think it actually came out. I think they like did the beta thing where they're like, sign up for this, and then it just never happened as far as I'm aware. The obvious partnership though is with the last one with Axon. We could get some taser flying robot cameras. I mean, somebody breaks in your house, this thing just flies up to you and tases you, but it uses AI, so it doesn't realize that you're actually you. It just got the algorithm wrong.
And then it shares the footage with police.
That's right. Automatically. It doesn't even ask you because this is America.
This was an emergency. It was a break-in.
That's right. Honestly, I think this is a cool idea. I don't know. Like, it really depends on how much it costs. But I could see, like, I travel quite a bit. And we have cameras in a lot of spots, but some places we don't have cameras. It just wouldn't make sense to add 12 cameras throughout our house, and we have a small house. But having this little thing just fly around once in a while, check on things, and see if there's little water leaks going on or random stuff like that, I could see a use case for this.
This would be one of those fun little toys. Like I've seen the little robots that roll around that you can control from away, and I've seen videos of like the husband, talking to his wife through it, and then following her around and bugging her through the. And I would
100% what you would do.
I would totally do that. Like she'd be cooking in the kitchen or something. I'd be like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Oh yeah, it's gonna go well.
Meanwhile, I'm on the other side of the country. That would be so much fun.
Why are you making me any?
Yeah.
Don't use that.
I can annoy you from a distance.
But you can do that without you can do that without a camera that rolls around on the ground. Like you can just, you probably have all the technology today to do that.
Yeah, I could probably do that today, but at the same time, it would be fun being a little robot, flying around beside her and, bumping into her and stuff like that. Let's step up my annoyance game.
You guys know how loud this thing's going to be, right? Like
I'm not looking to sneak up on her. I want her to hear it start up, and then she'd be like, "Oh no, here he goes again."
I wanted to scare people, Seth. Like I'm going to use this if somebody breaks into my house. Like I want them to like walk in and
deploy
freak
the
out.
drones.
Yeah, this thing is like flying right at them. They're not sure what to do. They start running.
I thought in the years past, on YouTube, I published a video of what this would sound like in your house.
And I'm American, so I think we can rig this up to drop like a small bomb or something like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like a little stink bomb.
See, now we're thinking outside the box here,
That's right.
Exactly.
There's all kinds of uses for this, Seth.
A beer holder, you can send down a beer to somebody and it will drop it off to them. There you go.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I want to fly it outside.
Yeah, I don't know how to find it on our videos because it uploads all the videos from the podcast get changed over to. And oh my gosh, Gavin, I just realized that the cover art on YouTube, if I put it in a particular way, which I did on one episode with your coffee cup, comes up as the cover art for its link for YouTube. So that's quite funny. I don't know how to find it. It was from years past. Maybe we'll crank this YouTube channel thing back up.
Crank it up.
Yeah. Oh, there's TJ's door lock dying. I guess your door locks don't sound like this anymore.
How many views does that have?
1,000.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, my door lock does not sound like that because I changed it out.
It's got 2 comments on it.
Oh.
Somebody laughed at it and somebody wrote, "Why?"
It's Ghost in the Wire.
All right, well, Hunter Douglas. Hunter Douglas is in the news because guess what? They matter. That's right. Hunter Douglas has announced its PowerView automation smart shades will now support Matter smart home automation standard. It's going to update. It's going to integrate with HomeKit, Alexa. It's going to everything. It's going to work with everything now that it's Matter ready. And there you go. There you go. Gavin, you were saying you're excited about this because it means Hunter Douglas Shades. Hunter Douglas is a big shading company. And if they've got Matter, that means Matter's starting to matter to you, right?
Yeah, so I have Hunter Douglas shades in my place, but I have the Gen 1 hub, so I'm not getting any Matter.
You got to get the Gen 3, yeah.
I think it's more than just the hub. I think I got it's going to get too expensive. But every time I hear these Matter stories, especially from a company like Hunter Douglas, or even I think last week we mentioned IKEA, these companies adding it and it's like they're backing it. I get more excited about Matter being the future. Right. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why I like stories like this, because the more companies that add it, it's way more serious. Maybe I'm waiting on them to support like the equivalent of Zigbee bindings or Z-Wave associations. Last time I checked, they didn't support it. I don't know if one of the newer updates they added it, but once they start supporting something like that, where it could still send the command even though the hub is offline, I think I'd be more interested in adding more Matter to my smart home. I think, though, at some point, we're all going to be adding Matter devices to our smart home. We'll have no choice.
Yeah, I mean that's the idea. Like when it sells or whatever, then you'll have the sticker on the side that says it's a Matter product, and you you don't care. It's going to work with whatever you got, which is great.
Yeah, I still see a lot of devices. They're adding Matter support, but they still have their other protocols, right? So I think it's going to reach a point where all these devices are just going to be Matter only, and they work with all these systems.
Right. I'm looking at the support page here, which is, so here it says connect to Alexa, connect to Apple Home, Google Assistant, about Matter integration, and it's got other compatible systems. And that's what I think you're talking about, because that's got all the main, Control 4, Crestron, Brilliant, Elan, Josh AI, RTI, URC Savant. So those are all the, other integrations and however they're connecting. They're not using Matter protocol on those, I don't think.
So those systems haven't added Matter to them, like Control 4 and stuff. They don't have Matter integration yet?
No, I'm unaware if they have. They probably, so a lot of these companies, I'll give you the high and low of it from like when I talked to some of the engineers way back when Matter was first coming out. I said, this thing looks like it has legs on it, because it's going to be a while before they get it started. They've seen all this before, right? This isn't the first home automation standard to come out and say, we're going to be the home automation standard. So they've seen all this before. And guess who's still around? These companies, not AllJoyn or whatever the heck, like
Colorado VNet.
Well, then I'm not even talking about pro systems. I'm talking about like home automation standards or home companies that have come out, or efforts that have come out that have spanned across different companies to bridge a path for home integration, home automation integrations, that kind of thing. These companies are still around. Control 4, Crestron, Elan, Josh AI. Arguably is more one of the new ones.
10 years now.
10 years. RTI, URC, Savant. They have been around for 20, 30, maybe Crestron's been longer than that, maybe 40 years. Like, they've seen stuff like Matter come and go in their lifetime, right? And just because Matter now has shade control.
Oh, no, it's like, not just now, but
but they've had shade control since the 80s, right? So it's like, they're like, talk to us when it does everything else.
So in the pro space, would it be safe to say like that they like to control the devices that come into their ecosystems?
Some of them do. So it's kind of like Savant, it's Josh AI to some extent. They like to control, Savant for sure likes to control what they play with. Now you can write integrations with most all of these systems. I'm not saying Brilliant's on this list too. Brilliant's just they control what goes into their ecosystem, right? But for the most part, they all have either an API or a way that you can write a driver, or a way that you can write some a script software or something like that to integrate with third-party devices. I say every one of them do here. Crestron, that used to be how you had to do everything. You had to write in, what was it, C# or something? I don't know. As Simple is still around, I guess. They still exist with their, I think it's C# API or SDK. And then Control 4 is Lua, Elan, Lua. RTI is JavaScript, but not the fun kind, the kind that sucks. And then URC is Tickle, which is TCL. It's pronounced Tickle for some reason. I don't know. It's an awful language. Don't look into that. But yeah, every one of them has and Savant, basically you do XML. It's worse than YAML. So like, I will say,
I know XML too.
YAML is here. Yeah. XML is right here.
But when you say write a driver, those are mainly like IP-based drivers for the most part, or they don't have like or can you write a Z-Wave driver for one of those systems? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know for sure for Control 4 they have. So they'll provide you with APIs or SDK in their SDK. They'll provide you with a little call or a hook into that particular part of the system. So as long as they've opened up that area, then you can integrate with it. Anyway, that's that's why they haven't taken on Matter. Although I think they should, right? Like, I think at the end of the day, if you go out and you buy a Matter product and you want to work with your Control 4 system, you want to work with your Crestron, you should be able to bring it in, right? Like, it's the reason. It's all kind of like what Control 4, Elan, URC to some extent, RTI has done recently. Like, they've all kind of like generalized their products down to like this is like a template for what a TV looks like. This is a template for what a dimmer light looks like, right? An RGB light.
Yeah.
And so like if they have all that set up, and then it's a matter of just matching the Matter protocol to their stuff and matching those endpoints up, I think it's possible. I don't think that they listen. I listen to the industry podcast still, and they get so much wrong about every time when they talk about this. They're so far disconnected from what is going on in the DIY space that they're not seeing it, and they don't see it in their day-to-day jobs, and they probably won't anytime soon because the products that come in, they're not making money off of them typically.
Yeah.
You know, it's something you only get to buy it through Amazon, or you got to go to Aqara's website or whatever. Like, it would be interesting to poll integrators to say, hey, have you ever heard of Aqara? Like at CD or something. It's like, oh, they got a booth over here. That's the first time I've heard of them. But yeah, like it's just not, these products haven't floated across their systems. Now, what I would say, like where the advantage comes from is if your client brings in a device, because they always do. And you say, can I integrate with this system? It's a really cool thing from Aqara or whatever. I picked it up on Amazon. Like saying yes to that and actually making it work is actually kind of fun. But if it's a headache, you know, like if you have to write a driver for it,
no more fun.
You can't. It's not fun. Yeah, nobody wants to do that.
Or
it's almost always a headache too. I mean, whenever a client brings you a device, you're like, no, why didn't you ask me first?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and you don't have control over updates and stuff. You lose a lot of that control. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these companies have the Matter integration pretty much built out and they're playing with it or testing with it, and they're just waiting for something to push it, you know, in their next update. Right. I'm pretty sure they're watching it closely still.
Well, you got to consider, like, they're more robust than the Matter ecosystem is, right? They're more robust than Home Assistant to some extent. Yeah. Like they're more robust in what they can integrate with right now. Like why? So they're going to dumb their system down to work with a Matter system just for what? For what reason are they doing that? They've got to spend development cycles. They can be doing new features and they can be putting in new product and that kind of thing, or they can work on Matter to dumb their systems down. No, I don't know. It's probably good to wait until Matter catches up with what they're doing, and then they can match up and capture the rest of that. In the meantime, you still have, like here with the PowerView Gen 3, it also integrates with it using a standard API, probably connecting directly to it or through an account or something like that. Or you can use a bond bridge or whatever, you know, like there's other ways that integrators have figured out how to put all this stuff together. So it's the name of the game. Speaking of which, I have a bond bridge on my floor down there. I found it.
Great place for it.
Hello.
I have one in
boxes.
I have one in the basement. Controls my fireplace.
Pro.
It's the Bond
got
Pro.
the Pro.
Yeah.
You're a pro.
Look at that. I don't know where it came from. Just sitting down there on the floor. Saw it the other day. This garage, I'm telling you, this garage has got some junk in it.
Yeah, I have a garage sale, like literally.
Yeah, I need to come to your house.
Nobody will know what it is. Like, what am I going to sell it? Like, what? Nobody knows what any of this stuff is.
I need to come down there and pick through your stuff.
I know. I would just be raiding like his garage. Like,
yeah.
Like, I'll take this TV and.
Oh my gosh! Like half the stuff's still brand new on boxes. So, and the other half it was brand new, just missing the box because he threw it away.
It's his never started project room.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's all the whole house.
Pretty much, yeah. All right. Well, all the topics we discussed tonight can be found over on our show notes at HomeTech.fm/536. All right. Got a mail from Paul. He says, "Hi, it's Paul again. He used the Unifi light switch we recommended to indicate that when his windows or doors were open in his house." I remember this. We talked about this a little bit. He goes on to say that he purchased some Govee indoor recess lights. It's a new model, the H601F, which only support Matter. He said this is his first dive into Matter, and he hasn't been pleased with the outcome. He did direct integration with Home Assistant. That didn't work very well. It's some things get stuck, and the lights don't change. They come ungrouped, and things stop working. That's no fun. He wants to keep or ditch the lights. He's not sure. He's looking for advice, and he's tried integrating these with Google Home, but the devices aren't exposed for local control there either. He says, can you recommend a standalone controller that directly integrates with Home Assistant for these? So these lights, I looked them up on Amazon. They're $140 for 4 of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so they're Wi-Fi on Matter, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and they only connect to the Matter network over Wi-Fi. They're not a thread Matter thing. So, Gavin, what do you think?
Get new lights.
Philips Hue.
Sorry to break it to you.
Govee, yeah.
Well, one of the things, I wonder if this is the same Paul that posted the comment on the Govee site saying that the matter over for Wi-Fi is very limited and stuff like that. I wonder if this is you that actually posted this.
It could be
3-star review on the Govee website. But if that's the case, like, what I would try and do is maybe add them to Apple Home and see if you have more control of them there. And then from the Apple Home, you can ingest those devices into Home Assistant and see if you get more control through that way. I mean, it's a roundabout way, but I don't know if you can do that. If they're Matter devices and they're limiting you, then just stop fighting with it. Just get new ones.
Yeah.
And that's one of the battles with what Matter right now is, they want you to use their app. They want you to, to give you all the control of everything in their app. And then they expose just either an on-off switch to Matter. I've seen this with other devices as well. It's one of the battles we're fighting with Matter right now. Pretty soon they will probably over time add more features to the Matter. But if this is your problem right now, I don't know if you'll have a way around it. You asked about a Matter controller.
Well, hold on. Since these are Wi-Fi too, it's worth asking what are we using for network and what's the signal?
Yeah,
this is a Wi-Fi device in the ceiling. You could just have connectivity problems too.
Yeah, but I think the other issue is there's very limited control. It may just expose just an on-off switch and stuff like that, right? So, I know you asked about a Matter controller. I have the Home Assistant,
Sky Connect.
Yeah, Sky Connect, which it's a Thread controller. It's not a Matter controller. It just allows you to get Thread devices into Home Assistant. So I don't think a controller would help you with this situation. But at this point, I'd probably just look for some other lights, like bite the bullet. This may be more headache than it's worth.
Yeah, these are listed too. I mean, I'm not trying to say stay with Govee because I kind of had the same experience with Govee. I have the curtain light things, and I mean, they're really inexpensive, and they kind of do the job that you asked them to do.
I think you had the outdoor lights too. That leaked.
Yes, I do. Yeah. They're all dead though. Yeah. They've all. I mean, they not their fault. I cut the wires up and made them into something else. But for the most part, let's just pretend that they're dead. I think they still work. I just haven't hooked them up in a while. Anyway, I couldn't get the colors to match up exactly, and we'll go into that later. These lights though, they say there's something about Bluetooth Low Energy here. Do you think a Bluetooth would be possible to control them through Bluetooth?
Then you need a Bluetooth controller, and I'm not a fan of Bluetooth. I have a couple Bluetooth devices. I just find the reaction time is slower and stuff like that. I mean, it could be my controller. It could be who knows what it could be, but I don't want to have to fight with that either, right? I just want it to work. I don't want to have to buy 3 controllers, compare speeds. Bluetooth limits the number of devices it can connect to at once, stuff like that too, right? So I don't know. I would almost say move on, find a better light.
Yeah, I don't know. I would encourage. I would say, what do you got for Wi-Fi? Because that could be a big problem. That could be a part of this. I don't know. It could be that you don't have the. If you got Unifi, maybe you don't have the IoT switch flipped on that network or something. And I noticed on here it says 2 gigahertz Wi-Fi, right? So what kind of network you running? Do you have a dedicated 2 gigahertz network, 2.4, right, for this? Or are you using mixed? Because that can mess things up, especially on Govee stuff. But as far as the controls go, I kind of had the same experience. It was basically on or off. And I had that whole curtain thing that you could change the colors. You could just turn it on and off. I'm like, well, that's really all I need. But it would be nice if it did more.
You get nothing else.
Maybe I know they rely heavily on their app for controlling things. And in this case, I think he's saying this in here. There must not be a local. Govee has the option on some of their products, not all of them, to have local control, and they have a little local API that you can do things with. And I think he's saying from this information here is that that's not available with these particular lights because they're
or they don't expose that. Yeah,
you got to flip a switch, turn these on for local control, and then you can work with the Home Assistant integration, everything that does that. I think I had more success with that with some other products I was messing around with Govee. But yeah, that does suck. Govi's kind of like, I don't know, love-hate relationship with them. They're good for fun, but that's about it. I don't think I'd use them for ceiling lights like this either. I don't trust them.
Yeah, that's why I ended up going with the Philips Hue lights, and they're not much more expensive, but you can do Zigbee binding, and I don't know. I've had pretty good luck with my Philips Hue stuff. So
he's got Unifi, so he can't do binding with that, can he?
well, he can't do it because he has Matter, right?
Yeah, Unifi. Well,
Matter switches.
Depends on what the Unifi's are. So the Z-Wave or the Zigbee ones, but
Let's say if they're the blue series, you can do Zigbee binding, which would be nice if you got Philips Hue. But
oh yeah, Philips Hue 5.6-inch LED downlight, $174 on Amazon. So yeah, it's not too much more, and it is going to give you
actually the one thing from Philips Hue that is reasonably priced.
Yeah, no kidding. I would say, all right, now that I see this, I would say, yeah, return the Govi stuff and get these, because they're definitely going to be a better experience for you, no matter which way you cut it. And they're going to have, I mean, say what you will about Govi, I don't know the quality, like the light quality on them has been kind of, like Philips does do a good job with the light output and quality of lights that they have. So I would steer you that direction as well. Anyway, well, thanks, Paul. I hope that helps, and let us know what your Wi-Fi looks like. Maybe that solves it. I don't know, but solve your Wi-Fi, but also go with the Philips Hue.
We'll solve your problem by having you throw more money at it.
Yeah, more money. That's all you need. That's all you need, Paul.
Seth has to release this episode immediately, so you're not out of your return window.
Yeah, well, I have, and if I don't do that, I'm sorry. Put them on Facebook Marketplace. All right, if you have any feedbacks, questions, ideas for the show, or picks of the week, give us a shout. Our email address is feedback@HomeTech.fm, or you can head on over to HomeTech.fm/feedback and fill out the online form. Let's see what we got here. We got some project updates, but Gavin, you dropped this in here. I don't know what to talk about. You think that the world needs a new thing for your rack studs. What's going on here? What is this?
Well, I've always been a big fan of the rack studs, right? I have a whole bunch of them. I've done my whole rack in them, but they are plastic, so they can only handle so much. So I happen to come across these called the Dev Mount by a company called New Age IT. New is NU. It looks like they're a Canadian company too. Oh, interesting. But they have their own version of new cage nuts, but they're metal and they work very similar. And I just thought somebody had to know. I have to tell somebody. I'm going to order a box of these. I'll probably report back, but they could handle more weight. It looks like they're a lot more sturdier. They probably won't break like, you could run into with the other ones, the rack studs. So yeah, I like these. They look good too.
Yeah, this is from the company Patchbox, which they make something that I want called the setup.exe.
Yes.
Which is basically a little arm that helps you mount rack-mounted items. And so basically it goes underneath it, supports it while you get the screws in and everything like that. But it's like $300 American. And I don't like it that much, so I've never done that. What I've done instead is I've just got a cheap shelf, one-use shelf, and I just put that in underneath whatever I'm going to install in the rack, and that solved the problem for about $20. So not as nice though.
Yeah. 20. I don't know. So I'm looking at these, and they have. So this is only for 1U.
Yeah, they're 1U, so they come with two studs.
So it goes kind of the other way. Like normally you'd have the little thing that clips in that when you put the screw into it, it falls out and you lose it, and then you cut your fingers trying to get it moved or whatever. So
they're the worst.
And so this replaces that, and it kind of like slips in from the back and gives you two like studs that stick out, and then you have this little like I don't know. It could be a wing nut, I guess, but it's the little cap that you like screw on to make sure the equipment stays in place. So yeah, I guess I could see this being faster.
Yeah, whoever invented cage nuts needs to not invent anything else.
Yeah.
What are the worst inventions ever?
But when you look at a cage nut, you look at all the engineering that went into design that little thing.
Absolutely none went into it.
It's a pain in the ass.
It was made by the devil.
Yeah. It was a joke to us.
The devil's gift to IT.
Yeah, exactly. I will say they are nice to have in only one situation. If you strip out a screw or something, and you need on a normal like middle Atlantic rack, you really can't use that anymore. You have to not you have to just, I don't know, drill it out or something. I don't know what you would do, but like
you just go to the store and you get a tap and die set, and then you tap it, and you're good to go.
Too. Yeah.
Ingenuity. Or you do what I do and just move it down to the next one.
Oh, I thought you were about to say just like ram hammer drill the screw in, and it's permanently in there now. So it's the next guy's problem.
I've definitely done that a couple times.
Yeah.
Hey, just skip it. You know, you have 4 screws on there. Do you really need 4 screws to hold up that one device? Probably not.
Yeah, just use a drywall screw. It's fine.
That's fine.
All right. And then if you're a Home Assistant and you've got a story to tell, boy, Home Assistant really wants to hear from you. Home Assistant is asking for your story. And if they've got a form, and I don't know let's see if this one's going to be up. Oh, okay. So I have till August 11th to publish this show. Because unlike the beta test for Aqara that we talked about earlier, this form closes on August 11th, and they won't read your stories anymore. But for the 12th anniversary of Home Assistant, they want to highlight community stories about how Home Assistant helps you and learn about any inspirational projects that may be out there. So if you got something fun to share with them or something that you've done that is unique, they will publish your in this year's anniversary blog post. So you have till August 11th to tell them your story. We'll put a link to that form in the show notes. Gavin, are you going to submit anything?
They don't want to know my story. The form isn't long enough, actually. I typed up a whole thing, and
that's too bad.
Yeah, it's too many characters. So now I got to compress it down from 19 pages somehow.
Just like post it somewhere and then like click here to go to this Google Doc or something.
Yeah, exactly. Click here to see my blog post.
Well, I don't have any stories to tell about Home Assistant. So.
You can tell your update stories. You know, you update every week.
I can. Dear Home Assistant, I am updating again. I probably should update now that we're talking about it. It's a good reminder every week to update my Home Assistant system. How does Home Assistant help you? And I don't know. It helps me design really interesting hot dog themes I guess.
Put it out of its misery.
Yeah, these answers. I don't know how long you can go with these, but yeah. All right. Well, if you're interested in doing that, we'll put a link to the show notes. Go check it out. Anybody got project updates? I have kind of one.
What's your kind of one?
I had to go install a backup Unifi. This is a Dream Machine Pro, and they have this little feature for shadowing the configuration on a second one if you have it. And I had a little problems with it. I guess it's basically designed like to hook up to 2 different ISP connections. Would be like the best way of doing it. And then if one dies or you lose internet on one, or the file over, it'll click over and go to the other one. Since I only had one, I mean, really the only way to do that, I did test it this way, but it didn't really work the way I wanted it to. So I just kind of like left it in the shadow mode. But like one of the ways they say that you can do it is basically run it to a layer 2 switch. I ended up just setting up like a few ports on a separate VLAN, an untagged VLAN, and that was separate from VLAN 1. Just use those 3 ports to basically connect the internet to both the switches. But that, I don't know. Like I didn't like how it was setting up and working. And I had a couple of problems with the ONT. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to risk not having internet here. So I will just tell the client, if this thing ever dies, you just had to unplug the 3 little things here and just plug them into the next one, and it'll start working. And I did test that out, and sure enough, it works. It works great. If it loses internet or like you unplug the cable and the other one has internet, it's got like a sync cable that goes on the UDM Pro. It goes from port 7 to port 7, and that's really all that has to be there. And then port 1 through 6, I think you can bring down and put into the like the switch for your uplinks to your switches or whatever. Or you can use the
SFP?
Yeah. You can use the SFP modules. So in this particular install, I don't have the SFP hooked up. So I just connected a port to each one. Now what's cool is like when the shadow one is in shadow mode, it doesn't light up like anything on the network connection or on the on any of the other ports. The sync cable is lit up, but that's it. And there's a little thing on the screen that says "ready to take over." It's in shadow, but it says "ready to take over." So that's a really cool setup. They made it pretty painless, and it was more nerve wracking to like do the little cable dance because I was scared I was going to mess that up. But I think now that I've done it one time, I would have no problem doing it all over again because it's like a one in, one out operation. So anyway, I thought I would share that. If you have a place that has two network connections, Unifi has actually made it pretty simple on their routers to do this. You have to have the same model. A couple of routers that they have support this, but you have to have the same model to do it. So
yeah, I played with this for a while. For a couple months, I had two ISPs at my house. And I actually set this up. And then when one ISP went down, it auto flicked over to the other. And you set up a notification to let me know and stuff like that. So it's really cool. And I think you can also buy the WAN switch. I think that helps manage that somehow. I think this is more if
it's an expensive option.
It's only $250. Like, come on.
for 3 ports. Yeah. I don't know. Like I was like, well, I'll do the VLAN thing or a layer 2 switch because that's what it says to do in the documentation. But
yeah, I know.
That does something else. I guess that's kind of the same idea. One in, 2 out, or something like that.
Yeah, it says it's linking 2 shadow mode high availability unified gateways to a single ISP. So I think this is when you have one ISP and you just want to make sure that the gateways, if one fails, one falls over to the other one, right?
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Whereas you're talking if you had 2 ISPs fail over to the other ISP.
Well, yeah, I have two modems there essentially right now, like so 2 UDM pros. So yeah, this would work for that, I suppose, because that failover device does get the one in, and then it basically splits it. It basically does what I was talking about by using a VLAN. But it probably does a little bit better of a job of detecting the changes and all that stuff.
So go back and upsell them on the WAN switch.
Yeah, just get that and slapped in. And I don't know, he had the Starlink, he said, but it didn't. He had to like drag it way out to the backyard before it got signal because of the way the house and trees were positioned. So we were talking about hooking that up, when this kind of happened. But at this point, I'm just glad there's a backup there running. And, if there's ever an issue, he can swap them around. Hopefully they both aren't dead for whatever reason. But, if he ever has an issue, you can just swap it around and be back up and running at a time. So it's nice that it keeps all the settings and everything in sync. And then it's just a matter of like connecting back to the network. Had all sorts of problems with the cabling there. This house has been like 10 years ago, and just kind of like swapping things around, I would have problems. I was like, what the heck's going on? It basically the ends had gone bad, like the Cat 5 ends. I don't know, TJ, have you ever run across that? Like you plug it in, you get like 3 out of 4 pairs working properly, or you don't get PoE, or you don't get, I don't know. It's just weird things. I went and swapped out the cable ends, which had been working fine for a decade now. Everything's back up and going perfectly. So, I don't know. Weird.
Must have been corroded or something.
Could have been. This Florida air does that.
That's right. Salt air. So
wasn't on the beach, but yeah,
destroys everything.
Assume that was salt air, I guess. Anyway, that's all I got. I thought it was a fun little project. And if you ever find yourself in the need, I know that I think the UDM Pro can also do 2, like you were talking about, Gavin, in one UDM Pro. It could take 2 WAN connections, so 2 ISPs, and then basically do the follower you were talking about as well. So
that's what I did. I had the 2 ISPs on one UDM Pro.
Yeah, even Spectrum here is doing that recently. Since they have the mobile network, they'll give you Spectrum, and they only do this for commercial. They might do it for home if you ask them to. But they'll install their regular, hardwired coax modem and router. Then they'll also install a cellular backup just for extra redundancy. So even Spectrum's doing that nowadays.
I think Unifi does offer that AT&T based cellular backup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the teleport. Is it the teleport? Is that what they call it?
I don't remember.
Which is very confusing because the teleport is also the VPN thing, but
I think it's LTE something. The model.
Yeah, that sounds right.
They've got actually a couple of mobile routers out now, which
LTE backup.
Yep. There it is. $279 sold out, so I couldn't do this if I wanted to. But yeah, it has a AT&T plan built into it, which goes for so many. So I don't know how this would work. Like, I don't know if you can, I mean, it's great to have internet backup, but I think this would just, like, some of these clients' homes would just basically eat through that data.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, almost instantly. I don't know what they're expecting here. So I think these had like a pre-planned, like, you'd have to like cut off certain devices basically from getting to the internet and just leave it at like the mission critical stuff and cell phones or something like that. I don't know. 1 gigabyte of data for $15 a month. $10 for each additional GB.
Yeah, 5 gigs is 30, and then 20 gigs is $70 a month, I think I saw.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
I will say, like, during when we didn't have the underground wiring, the fiber, I would have probably paid this during hurricane season because it's pretty awful when Comcast goes out for a week and a half and you need to get stuff done. But I don't know. $15 a month, 1 gigabyte of data. You'd be pretty limited to what you could do. No streaming, just updates. Anyway, that's all I got right there. Gavin, did you do something? What you got?
I have a few things. Just keeping up with our coffee talk. I don't know why coffee has showed up in the news recently, but I noticed my Nespresso got an update. So we're kind of keeping this tech oriented, but it got an update recently that lets you adjust the temperature of the coffee, as well as how much water, how I guess they call it how long the coffee is, I guess, how much water it dispenses with a pod. So I found that pretty cool because that was one of the complaints I always had with Nespresso is I found sometimes their coffee just didn't come out hot enough, right? And different pods gave you different temperatures, but now you can adjust it. So, I mean, if you're an espresso person, look for that update on your machine or in the app. And most people probably didn't even know they have an app for an espresso machine. So I thought I would mention it. Might help somebody. Just to follow up on my pool pipe experiment last week. I tried the Gorilla Tape to fix the leak. I tried the Flex Seal to fix the leak. Neither of those worked. All their commercials lie. That's all I have to say. The commercials all lie. None of those work. The leak was still leaking. I just cut out the pipe down and replaced it. But I thought I'd share that with somebody too. Don't fall for the hype. And then the last project I've been tasked with. So the wife, she told me we need a ceiling fan for the bedroom. I said, say no more. I'm on it. So I've been doing what Gavin does and trying to find a ceiling fan that I can automate and all the fun stuff. And so the problem with ceiling fans, I think we've talked about in this past, but a lot of the newer ones or the budget ones are all DC motor driven. And when you start getting into DC motors, you can't really automate them from switches or that, you'll need like a bond hub or something like that to send the signal. It gets very difficult to automate them.
And then a lot of times you don't even get discrete codes either. So you can't even do like specific on or off. You have to just do power toggle. So it's a pain in the butt.
It is a pain in the butt. Like it's just a mess. Like I don't know why it's such a mess, but I found some that, people had like janky ways to integrate it into your setup. Some of them are tied to cloud apps. I just wanted to stay away from all that. So I was able to find a company called Hunter, and they make all their fans are like AC motor still. Same with the lighting control and stuff like that. So I'm doing the research, and I'm probably going to grab one of the Hunter ones. I'm going to be controlling it with my my Unifi switches. So one of the things is I'm going to be putting a relay up into them. So there's Zeus relays that are great for fans. They sell, and then you can associate the switch with the relay and control the fan and the lights. And that way, you don't have to worry about like if your hub's offline. Again, the associations will take care of that. So this is what I'm currently planning to do. We'll see how that pans out. I've presented it to the boss here, and I don't think it passed the color test yet. So I now have to go try and find the same fan in a different color and source it in Canada, et cetera, et cetera. But this is the fun part. Now, the thing with the Unifi switches too, before somebody else wants to get into this, if you ever want to automate, like do something like this with associations, a lot of the switches only allow you to associate the on and off of the switch, right? Which then, if you have the fan, you also want to associate like the fan. You can't really do that. You'll still need your hub to be up to do something like that. But The new Unifi millimeter wave switches, I don't know if this is with the Zigbee one, but with the Z-Wave one, you can actually associate the on-off and the config button. So I'll have the on-off control the lights like normal, and then you can press that little config button and you can toggle the fan and the speed and everything like that on the fans as well. So that is my current plan, and of course, I'll be reporting back in the coming weeks how well this goes. If it goes bad, it's going to cost me a bit of money.
Speaking of costing money, I remember I was talking last week. You talked briefly about this. I'm like, I can't remember that. I think it was a WC company that had these fans at Cedia, and it was AI Spire or whatever. And they have a whole smart fans section on their website, and holy cow, they've got tons there. It's kind of interesting because like all of these would be something that you can integrate with, which is kind of nice, right? They got downrod fans, flush mount fans, accessories, and
they do look very nice too.
I'm just shocked as like how many models they have. Like
this one says rated life 0 hours though. I'm not sure if that's a good one to get.
0 hours. Yeah, don't buy that one.
But a lot of things, like just things I'm taking into consideration is one, I have to be able to get this in Canada somehow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if I'm ordering it from the States, I got to take into the fact that, what tariffs or whatever we'll be paying on top of that. But then two, I want to know the technology. And one of the reasons why is, again, I want to use associations so that if the hub's ever down or my Z-Wave network's ever acting up, everything still works as normal. Right. That to me is probably the most important thing, because the last thing I really want is like, I can't turn off the fan and you realize your Z-Wave network went down. To be fair, it doesn't go down. Knock on wood, hasn't gone down in a while. I think I've sorted out my Z-Wave. It actually runs really well. So, but I still want to be able to turn off the light. The last thing you want is 2:00 in the morning, fighting with the light or the fan. But I'll take a look at what's the technology with the AI Spire?
So that's what I was looking at. Their Wi-Fi, and also not only Wi-Fi. I'm looking at here. Why can't I control my fan with the app? And it's like, well, you haven't connected your app to the fan. That's one thing. And then the next thing was, if you've already connected your app, maybe it just lost internet connection. So looks like it's a cloud controlled thing. And then there's a way that you can reset your fan. If you've already set it up with the app and it does have internet, then maybe just go to the circuit breaker and turn your fan off and back on again.
yeah, I don't want to deal with all that. Like this sounds like a Wi-Fi cloud-based problem I do not want to deal with. So.
I'll give it to him for having the option, because the option is the bond, or it's the a little thing, a little wand that you get to control things with. So I'll give him for having the options and enough, like a ton of design options, right? So they have different types of fans, I guess. So
yeah, and the nice thing about the Hunter fan, I think the one I was looking at still had drawstrings on it. Right. So worst case scenario, you just sit up and pull the drawstrings and, turn on and off the lights and whatever and worry about dealing with it later. So, as long as there's some way to turn it off, where this AI Spire one, I don't know. You just have to cut power to it and deal with it in the morning.
Yeah, it seems to complicate things. We this is how serious we used to be about our fans. And kind of not so much anymore, but maybe my wife is mad about the fans. She's always been mad about the fans we have at our house, but we've never actually replaced them. We used to bring like these Hunter fans, the full cast iron ones. I don't know if you remember those. Like, have you ever seen those? They're like big cast iron Hunter fans, right? They're the entire body is made out of cast iron. Mm-hmm. You had to actually add like motor oil to this thing, the little click can. You had to
like the old timey grease.
Exactly. There's a little port in the top, and you had to like put it in there every so often, so if it got a little hum. But man, those things, they could take a beating, and they didn't break. So it's like they were probably from the 60s or something. But they're they I don't think they make them anymore. Maybe they do, but we traveled around with those. Like we moved them from house to house because we liked them so much. But yeah, they were a beast. Super heavy. Like you had to hang it with an eye bolt like thing that you screwed into the the truss, because the fan was probably like I don't know, 50 pounds.
Yeah, so way too heavy.
Don't attach it to a fan box. It's going to come out of the ceiling. I don't know. I'm going to be in the same boat as you, Gavin. Though, like, I've got to find some fans for the bedrooms eventually, and they're going to have lights on them. And I'm not looking forward to this.
Yeah, the nice part with the Hunter ones too is the lights are regular bulbs.
Yep.
They're not like
some of them just have an LED on them, and like when it breaks, and just so what? Like, what are you going to do? You get a new fan.
Yep.
It's like, that's so stupid.
These are regular bulbs. You could put LED bulbs in. You could put Z-Wave bulbs if you really wanted to. Whatever you want. So it's one of the few companies that I still make the AC driven fans.
Yep. Yeah.
But I will take recommendations if anyone has another fan that they've automated with Z-Wave somehow. Take some recommendations, or Zigbee.
Well, do I have a project for you, Gavin? Because I've also done fan stuff this week.
Oh, this OnlyFans show going on here.
Yeah, it always comes in segments. You kind of motivated me because I had this fan for the past couple of weeks, but I was like, I don't know where my controller is and stuff like that, so I'm not going to install it. But I also installed a fan this week. It is just a regular ceiling fan, AC powered. I got it from Menards. It was like $100. I think it actually is a Hunter brand as well. What is this fan? Yeah, I'll find it later. But I automated it with Z-Wave as well. I went with a Shelly Wave 2 PM, so the 2-channel relay, and just put it up in a little canopy, and now my fan is automated. So I'm going to thank Gavin for that inspiration because I have been putting off installing it forever now. So
I'm glad I can help.
And yes, it is a Hunter fan. So Hunter Cassius 44.
Oh, the Cassius. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, you have the Cassius. So I can ask you a question because sometimes it's hard to find the information I need. But
yeah, honestly, I like it. We didn't need a fan. The last ceiling fan we had, it had a light in it. Like the 3 little old school lights. We did not need that anymore because we have recessed lights in the living room. And so I just went with a simple, just on and off fan, and that's it. I wish I can control the speed. I don't have that capability, but I can turn it on and off with Home Assistant and set up with all my automations and stuff. And it was super easy to install. So
yeah, that's the ones we have. We have the ones with the little lights on them. These are just bedroom fans. It's basically the only light in the room.
Yeah, it's the same with our bedrooms.
I see you like the junction box on these.
Yes, yeah. So I posted a picture of this. This is crazy. No junction box, no problem. Just run the wire across the ceiling.
Oh yeah,
that's good for outdoors.
Hey, there's plenty of use for this. Yeah. And there's plenty of use for the apartments or something like that too.
Yeah,
you can easily do stuff.
TJ, you could put this outdoors in your canopy area, and then in the winter you can take it down easily. And
I don't have a ceiling. How am I going to put this in there?
Oh, you put one more beam across just to hold.
No, then it counts as a structure, and I have to pay taxes or get a permit.
Seriously?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
It's not have to tell anybody. Nobody can stop you. You can do what you want.
Only your neighbor is going to report you.
Yeah, well.
Good thing I'm on good terms with all of them.
All right. It's OnlyFans show tonight. There we go.
That's right. That's all the projects I had. So thanks, Gavin.
Yeah.
Glad I could help.
There we go. All right. Well, that's going to wrap up the show tonight. We do want to thank everyone for listening here to the show, but we want to spend a special thanks to those who are able to financially support the show through our Patreon page. If you don't know about the Patreon page, head on over to HomeTech.fm/support. Learn how you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. Any pledge over $5 a month gets you a big shout out here on the show. But every single pledge gets you an invite to our private /chat the hub, where you can go in there and what was going on there earlier? I don't remember. We were talking about. I know we were talking about. Well, first the Obato thing. I don't know why we didn't pick that pick of the week. That retroactively the little dome thing, the little sphere thing, the little they had the desk companion. That's got to be the pick of the week. I'm gonna put that in retroactively.
Yeah, the little sphere thing.
Yeah, adorable.
Yeah. Somebody made the Las Vegas Sphere affordable.
Yes, instead of $300, it's a Kickstarter. And then the we're not going to talk about TJ's sprinkler setup, but we're just going to leave that one here. Yeah,
don't touch it.
It's bad. It's bad. But I think. We're talking about this wise planter thing. Like, what the heck is this? You guys need a plant in your house? You need a camera in your house because Wise got something for you. You can stick a little Wise camera in this planter that they sell for $20 on their website. We'll put a link to that in the show notes. The Wise Cam Vase.
I'm here for this. I think more technology needs to be hidden like this. So I want everything I want all my cameras to have the option to hide it in plants. Because this is what we do anyway as an integrator, right? We like people hire us to install cameras. They're like, oh, I want a camera inside my living room or something, but I don't want to see the camera. And so you put it behind some fake plants or around some books or something like that, so it's a little less obvious. So we do this and we get paid for it.
Yep, it comes in speckled painting or non-speckled painting. So, and then you can get it with the Cam 4 Plus and as a bundle for $49. So $20 or $50 depending on how much technology you need. And a little hidden camera inside of a plant. Let's see. If you can't support the show financially, we just appreciate a 5-star review or positive rating in whatever podcast app you're listening in. That's going to wrap up the news here on Home Tech this week. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.
Till next time.
Take care.